match play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it for you live. Here from Sacramento, California. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
All right, ready to go?
The Heat log another stop on their travel schedule in today's matchup. And so the tip-off, it's Miami. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Heat, we've got Gordon. And Stevenson is out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Collins, and it's Whiteside in at the 5 down low. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Schroeder. One up, one down. 2 points with it. His first shot this game. And tonight the matchup at the center position is certain to draw attention. Not something we say every night because the bigs don't seem to be stressed. But tonight, Chris, that is a factor.
Thank God big guys are back in the game. Kevin, you know, I got this opinion that there's a conspiracy against the big guys. I mean, hey, big guys played in this basketball. You guys remember a guy by the name of Mikan? He was pretty big. So, yeah, tonight we have a great center matchup. Can't wait to watch this.
Here's Schroeder after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Pass to Whiteside. Goes back up. And the layup is up and in. Whiteside's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Now here's Hield. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Now Schroeder after D'Angelo Russell's three-pointer that didn't go. And the basket by Gordon.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Russell kicks to Hield. To the paint. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You know, the one thing I love about Sacramento is that the fans are some of the best in the league. They know the game. This is a basketball town. The Kings are the only team of the 4 major sports in town. The fans have pure passion when it comes to supporting them. There's a great fan that we call Sign Lady. She makes a sign for every game. She's been there for many years, and there's so many great fans like her. What's up, Sign Lady?
Stevenson passes to Gordon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Collins. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And as you said, Chris, with the Kings being the only pro team in the city, makes Sacramento absolutely rabid about their team.
And since that crazy talk of relocation has died down, Kings fans can rest easy. Sacramento fans know that their team will be here for the long term.
Now, here is Russell. Looking at his numbers right now, averaging 27 points a game. And good that time. Russell's got his second basket of the night.
And you got to give it to Russell. A hand in his face, stays calm, never flinches.
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. 6 to shoot. Pass to Gordon. The Heat need to get a shot off. And Stevenson with the basket on the assist by Gordon.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Now, here is Russell.
Keep down, please.
Here's D. Back to Russell. Three-pointer. Again, Russell missing. The Heat leading by 6. Stevenson outside. At the elbow, it's Whiteside. And they double up Whiteside. On the wing, Stevenson. Covered by Heel. And it's Stevenson missing.
Give him that shot again. He'll probably hit it. That's a good look.
Russell dishes to Anderson. It's stolen by Schroeder. And it's Gordon penetrating. Collins, good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Outside, Russell. The second chance effort. Goes up again. And finally they hit one.
Now look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound. Finishing strong on the putback.
Schroeder kicks to Collins. Off the screen. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Collins has got 6 points.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
D. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And the precision passing of Russell, this time out of the pick and roll.
Stevenson passes to Schroeder. Lock at 6. Again, the Heat good for 2.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Yeah, of the two teams, they're taking the more makeable shots. Let's see if they can sustain it throughout the game.
There's the dish to Russell. Gordon with it. Now guarded by Hield. And they double up Gordon. And stolen by Russell. And up the court come the Kings on the break. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Jackson kicks to Russell. Pass to Anderson. From deep three-point range. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Kevin, this is what makes Anderson unique. His ability to bury shots from other zip codes. It's unreal.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Boomer, he's checked in for the Heat. In the corner, it's Gordon. Back to Schroeder. The 3. Hits it from three-point range. He has 7. Well, one thing that Dave Joerger has provided in Sacramento, Chris, is a connection to the core members of the team.
Yeah, and having your star player believe in Coach Joerger and vice versa makes life a lot easier for this team. You can't get very far with infighting between coaches and players. That's something the Kings have battled even before Joerger's tenure.
Now Gordon, after the missed 3 from Buddy Hield, kicks it out to Schroeder. All alone. Hangs, and it's laid in by Whiteside. And now it's a 10-point Miami lead.
methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
So the Kings call timeout, their first. Well, with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone the way he goes about defending the rim. It's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
And so here's Sacramento. It's a 10-point game. Here's the screen. Anderson outside. Healed. Kicks to Anderson. 5 to shoot. Anderson the screen. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
Kicks to Gordon. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And we hear so much about this being the era of point guards, but you look at the crop of small forwards in the league today. Wow, what a lineup. And talk about versatility. There are a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah, the NBA has changed a lot. The 2-guard used to be the most athletic position when you think about it, with the Jordans, the Clyde Drexlers, other guys, but it's really changed. And really look at the size. Kevin Durant, you know, I was always amazed. I'm a power forward at 6'9". He's 2 inches taller than me, and he can play the point guard. So the game is evolving when you look at Kevin Durant, LeBron, Kawhi Leonard, Antetokounmpo, Jimmy Butler, those type of guys. When you want to talk about versatility, playing both ends of the floor and being able to score and get buckets, these guys come to mind.
Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And the Heat lead by 13.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play.
Well, growing up, D'Angelo Russell had his favorite players, but he said the player he patterned his game after was the great Manu Ginobili. Russell knew he wasn't the most athletic, but Manu was a player who's made the most of his physical abilities.
Here's Schroeder. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And Russell and Ginobili with similar body types, both lefties with a high skill level.
Oh, yeah, you see the similarities. It's no accident. Russell watched a ton of Ginobili highlights. Credit him for selecting such a great role model.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
And again, it's Sacramento converting.
And just a good feel for everything around him. The mid-range area, comfortable spot for Russell.
Now here's Schroeder. He's got 9. Now here is Russell. Shoots the 3. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Schroeder kicks to Harkless. From past the arc. Drills the three-pointer. Harkless has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Man, they are doing some damage from deep.
Well, they have some terrific shooters on their squad, and they are all shining brightly for them today.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. And you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
Anderson the screen. Lets the three fly. Outside for Jackson. Stolen. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. The rebound by Anderson.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backdoor.
And stolen by Gordon. Here's Boomer. Bucket is good. Boomer's got his second bucket tonight.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Outside, Russell. To halt the run. To the wing on the left. And stolen by Whiteside. Goes up. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Oh, okay, you've done your job so far, but the question is now, can they sustain this level of energy? There's still a lot of game to play.
Now, here is Russell. 11 points in the game.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
The Kings trail by 17. Here's D. Trying to get open is Hield. Hits it from three-point range. 10 points for D.
And you love how Russell keeps his eyes up. Rarely misses a guy when he's free.
Schroeder passes to Boomer. Kicks it to Gordon. And it's Gordon with the finish.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Catching up on the changes with Miami. Robinson's checked in for Whiteside. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. It's stolen by Carter-Williams. And it's Gordon missing.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Well, a good attempt to try to finish that alley-oop steal, though. Still should have went for something better than that, though.
And so it's Miami. Out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. We come back right after this. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for... So for the Kings, they come in off the loss to the Pistons. Buddy Hield is out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then there's Jackson. Then it's D. And it's Anderson in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. D. It's hauled in by the Heat. Carter-Williams against Russell. And they get it back. From outside the arc. The shot by Harkless, no good.
He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc. They still can't cash in on it.
Here's Russell. Collins grabs the miss.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
A big group substitution here for Sacramento. Corky Dangs checked in for D. Patterson comes in for Ryan Anderson. O'Neal's checked in for Buddy Hield. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. And Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things.
Can't hear you.
Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to
I
certainly
can't
get through
hear
to
you.
his
What are you
team.
trying to do?
The Heat leading by 17.
Hold on.
Over in the corner, Harkless. To the inside. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Moutier. Oh!
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And the Kings making a change here. Matthews is checked in. And the free throw, no good. Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
Harkless dishes to Collins. Again, the miss by the Heat. Well, it was Miami winning their last game against the Portland Trail Blazers. Matthews, no one around him. Sacramento again missing. Miami leading by 15. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Oh, he's not happy to pick up a second foul. This early in the game, he's got to be careful now.
Carter Williams kicks to Robinson. And the dunk by Robinson.
Turn down a little bit.
And when you're open, Carter Williams will find you. He knows his role well.
Timeout called by the Kings.
Turn up a little more. Take care.
And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have the record for going from worst to that best improvement, and I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step one is the figuring out that shot. Step two is how many repetitions. Step three is can you get that in game time atmosphere, and you really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was just so much work and intensity on it because you have to build up so much trust, because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that, but that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done, was to get better at shooting free throws because the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
And so Collins nails both of them. Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. The Kings trail by 19. It's Matthews on the wing. Patterson setting the pick for Moutier. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Beautiful lead pass. The finisher never has to break stride.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And we've seen a few players come into the NBA through different paths, either playing overseas for a year or spending time in the D-League, now known as the G League. Chris, do you think that these alternative paths to the NBA will ever be as common as the standard collegiate path to the NBA?
Well, I think it can be only because there's such an
dark all of a
international
sudden.
presence in the game.
Never was
And
like that
now you're
before.
starting to find players all over. And the great thing about the NBA is it doesn't matter where you come from. It just matters what type of skill set that you have. So I can't see it being other paths to the NBA, but the NCAA is always going to be one in the fact that guys want to play for their state teams, and that's always going to be fun to watch. But thank God for basketball fans and athletes, there's a lot of paths to the NBA, which is the ultimate if you want to play basketball.
Absolutely. Collins kicks to Carter Williams. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, that's the shot they're looking for. Clean three-pointer. Just can't get it to go.
Now here's Moutier. Defense right on him. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Now the feed to Carter Williams. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Heat lead by 19.
Look, Carter Williams is a fantastic feel for inside the paint. Defenders have a tough time dealing with his size.
Zhang, a screen. Off the pick. And he hits the jump shot.
Solid pick to create that opening. The soft touch on the jumper.
And here is Carter Williams. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. They double him with Matthews. Just 5 to shoot. Stevenson outside. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Stevenson's got his second bucket.
But there's no doubting how great Carter Williams passes the ball. He's a true point guard.
Moutier kicks to Matthews. Puts up a 3. And it's Matthews again missing. The Heat leading by 19. There's a screen by Robinson. Stevenson passes to Collins. There's the triple. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field. Here's Moutier. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Expanding his range. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Now the pass to Collins. In the corner, it's Gordon. They get it back.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And Michael Carter Williams gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. D, he's checked in for Sacramento. Russell comes in for Emmanuel Moutier. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Robinson. Reese Harkless comes in for Collins. Boomer, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Carter Williams. D, he's covered by Whiteside. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Feeds it to Harkless. Now here's Whiteside. He's tightly guarded. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. And Chris, I know you started doing a podcast, Fearless or Insane, with Chris Webber, an opportunity to have some meaningful conversations. What's that been like?
Well, it's been great, Kevin. I've gotten a chance to talk to some friends, some mentors like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I've gotten to speak to him about what it was like playing for Wooden, what it was like coming up in the crazy 60s in that time. And, you know, he's such a thoughtful and a great individual. So to hear his stories about he and Muhammad Ali, he and Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these great figures is just wonderful. I also got to speak to track legends John Carlos and Tommy Smith, who in the 1968 Olympics, we've seen them kind of protest when they put their fist up in defiance and kind of put their voice out for the voiceless. And I got to talk to them about how tough of a moment that was. Did they know the sacrifice that they were making? What happened, the backlash to what happened? And then all these years later, do they feel kind of vindicated that we're showing them so much love and people around the world appreciate what they've done? So we try to just discuss fearless or insane. You know, they say insane is doing the same thing over, expecting a different result, where these guys put their lives on the line.
Yes.
And they kind of knew that it necessarily wouldn't change the arc of justice, but they felt that they had to do it. And so it's just some cool conversations with people and athletes that were much more than an athlete. And I've learned a lot, and it's been a cool podcast.
What the fuck are you doing?
Take possession. A different look for Miami. Collins checked in for Gordon. And Lance Stevenson subbed in for Boomer. The Kings trailed by 20. Russell with it. He's got 13. Over to the wing. And Patterson kicks to Garrett. Patterson a screen on Stevenson. To the left side wing. Russell again. Schroeder. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Russell. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. And D'Angelo Russell, a pretty impressive ball handler for his size. Chris, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but he's still working on his finishing, though. I mean, not the most explosive athlete. He's got to get it done with touch and drive and positioning and kick it out to the open teammates.
Schroeder kicks to Whiteside. From deep. The long distance three is buried. Collins has got 8 points here in this quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Russell with a wide open look. Made that one. It's his 7th of the contest. 7 for 15 from the floor.
A scoring machine right now. Russell with the shoot first mindset tonight and making it look easy.
Schroeder kicks to Collins. Here's Whiteside. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Patrick Patterson.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jump.
Sacramento making a switch here. O'Neal's checked in. And Miami also making a switch. Gordon's checked in. This Kings squad is struggling. Pass to D. In the corner, O'Neal with it. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to D. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Outside Gordon. From the arc. That shot off. And Sacramento will go the other way with it.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still.
Oh, wow. Look out.
It's a beautiful jam.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. And the first one drops.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Schroeder hits them both. 1:46 left in the first half of the game. Here's Russell. 17 points in the game. Screen by O'Neal. Takes a three. The putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. O'Neal's got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Whiteside inside, guarded by O'Neal. Down low, Matthews dishes to O'Neal. And the dunk by O'Neal.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
In the corner, it's Gordon. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
72% at the line this season. He has yet to set himself apart in that department.
He's checked in for Sacramento. 29 seconds left here in the second. Garrett, the pass to Hield. Screen by O'Neal. Dishes to Garrett. From deep. That one falls. His 2nd basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3. Schroeder outside. He sinks the 11-footer. Schroeder's got 4 points this quarter. Here's Garrett. Got it!
No.
Got it! What a
Come
shot!
on, no way.
Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
Huge basket there. That's a highlight reel shot right there.
And so it's the Miami Heat with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Back to the action after this word. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. The Kings trail by 16 on the court for the Heat. Whiteside is out there with Collins. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Aaron Gordon. And it's Stevenson in the 2 spot.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Here's Schroeder. The rebound by Hield.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
Now Schroeder. They set the pick. He feeds it to Stevenson. No good with the layup.
I like the burst to the bucket right there, but the finish has got to be better.
In the corner, O'Neal with it. And the call will be against D. That will be foul number 5 on him. D'Angelo Russell's checked in for money. Miami leading by 16. Schroeder outside. From down in the low post, it goes. Schroeder's got the first points to start out the 3rd quarter for the Heat.
Drink some water. Is there water in your cup?
Again, Schroeder.
Is there water in your cup?
Here's the 3. And D'Angelo Russell, good
Get
for
water.
3. Russell's got 20 points.
defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Right side of screen. Stevenson. The tip in on the offensive rebound.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Mudiay spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. A lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You've got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league. To the wing on the left. O'Neal passes to D. Three-pointer. Shot clock at 5. No good. He's missed 3, and he's made 4 of his 7. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest. The Heat leading by 17. Schroeder outside to the wing right side. Right side a screen. Here's Collins. Second chance shot. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. D. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. And the Kings making a change here.
Huh?
Zhang's checked in.
I can't hear you.
Good. Sacramento's gone.
You need to come over here.
4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them.
I know the signs of what?
Russell kicks to O'Neal. Back to Russell. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Well, some of that, too, is just setting the tone by being aggressive. You need guys like this on your team.
Stolen by Gordon. Stolen by Anderson. In the 3rd quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Sacramento again missing. And stolen by Zhang. O'Neal dishes to Heel. Back to O'Neal. Sacramento gets it back in a new 24. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Full 24-second shot clock. Here's Russell. He's got 20. Anderson the screen. Shot by Heel. Nobody around. That 3 off the mark. And Buddy Hield, just one of those players who can hurt you on offense in so many ways, has the shot, but also is comfortable finishing in traffic and at the rim.
Look, when he's going, he can put up big numbers. Hield's ability to find points through different means is why he's a high upside scorer. Great all-around offensive game.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
The drive by Russell. Zhang. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 6 assists here tonight.
Oh, that's a nice look, recognizing he had the opening to make the entry pass.
Here's Schroeder, and he converts the layup. Schroeder's got 17.
And look, he's been so dependable in this game, taking nothing but good shots.
Schroeder against Russell. In the corner, O'Neal with it. And that one's on target from the wing. O'Neal's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's one of the guys having a solid game for them, but as a whole, they've been lacking.
And the Heat call time here. Ortiz checked in for Sacramento. And Miami also making a switch. Harkless is checked in for Gordon. Miami leading by 18. Schroeder outside. He dishes it to Collins. Wants to get it back to Whiteside and does. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Anderson with the block. And now the fast break. Anderson with the ball. And it's blocked by Stevenson. They retain possession. Three-pointer Hield. Again, Hield missing.
But he's just having one of those games that you just like to forget about as soon as it's done.
It's good. 15 points for Hassan Whiteside.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Count the basket.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Schroeder outside. They set the pick. Here's Collins. And the three off target. The Kings trail by 18. Now here's Hield. He's guarded by Stevenson. The kick out to Anderson. Nice shot from the wing. Anderson's got 7.
Now this is what I love, how Anderson is ready to shoot even before he gets the ball. His confidence is through the roof right now.
And Stevenson kicks to Whiteside. Over Anderson. Whiteside, no good.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
The Heat leading by 13. Puts it up from 17. Rebound by the Kings. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Miami's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Schroeder kicks to Stevenson. Back to Schroeder. Launches it. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. 20 points for Dennis Schroeder.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Here's Waters. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Here's Schroeder, and the layup falls. Schroeder's got 9 points now in the quarter.
He's giving them a nice lift this quarter. The shots are falling for him.
Pass to Hield. From outside the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. Hield's got his first 3 points of the game.
I love seeing Hill shoot the 3-ball. He's a high percentage scorer from there, firing with ease.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Well, Buddy Hield, the main part of the package that came back to the Kings in the Cousins trade. Hill was a player the Kings have been interested in for a while. Ownership targeted him specifically in the Cousins trade.
Aaron Gordon is checking in for the Heat. Boomer comes in for Lance Stevenson. The Heat leading by 15. And Chris, with Hield, part of why this team was so intent on getting him was because they love how he can develop as a scorer.
Oh, yeah, and to be clear, he can't replace Cousins with his production, and the team knows that. They wanted a perimeter scorer to transition and build around. They got their man in Hield.
Moutier, he's checked in for Sacramento. Harkless with the bucket.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let him have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort. There isn't any player in the league who's going to pass up that shot. There was nobody near him.
Miami's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Gordon a screen. There's the dish to Whiteside. There's the pick. Sacramento grabs the miss. Zhang's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. There's the double team from Whiteside. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Some changes for Sacramento. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Anderson.
Playing?
Jackson comes in
Oh,
for
you watch
O'Neal.
YouTube.
And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Hield. The Heat leading by 14. Gordon a screen. Boomer the pass to Gordon. Schroeder outside. And that's off the glass and in. Schroeder's got 11 points here in just the second half.
He is dominating this quarter. He sees a soft spot in the D, and he's attacking it.
Jackson dishes to Zhang. He kicks to Patterson. Back to Zhang. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. The Kings trail by 16. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. O'Neal's checking for Gorgie Dang. 1:36 left in the third quarter. Now here's Moutier. There's the double team from Whiteside. And stolen by Whiteside. Here's Harkless. Poked loose. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes. But guys, the defense knows he has this ability, correct? Yet no one thinks to put a body on him? Incredible.
And it's Gordon finishing it off.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
They retain possession. And the jam by Whiteside. King shooting the ball around 43% from the floor so far in the third quarter. Now here's Moutier. He's guarded by Schroeder. Here's Patterson. Shot to stop the run. Can't capitalize inside. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That'll be his second foul of the game. And here is Carter Williams. They grab their own miss. He gets it up. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And at the end of the third quarter. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Miami leading by 22. We've got Matthews. He's out there with Moutier. Patrick Patterson is out there with Jackson. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Here's Gordon. Here's Carter Williams. And here are the Kings now. The Kings shooting reasonably well, 45%. There's a good screen. To the paint. To the middle. Picked off in midair. Outside Gordon. You look back on the last 5 off seasons or so, Chris, and there are usually huge names that change teams. LeBron, Durant, the first names that come to mind. As you went through the free agency process, how much of an influence did your agent or any sponsorships play in your role in that decision in picking your new team?
Yeah, I think every relationship with the player and their agent is different. For me, I wanted to go back to the place that I felt that was loyal to me. I wanted to go back to Sacramento because there had never been a small market team. I felt a really small market team that won a championship. And I saw Karl Malone try for all of those years. I saw Stockton try for all those years. Reggie try for all those years. And so I really wanted to be one of the first to kind of bring that back to the city. So my agent, my shoe company, no one could have said anything to take me away from that. That was a personal mission that I want, and I knew what I was dealing with at that time. But I think for other guys it's different. Some guys, you know, want more commercials. They like to be in a bigger market. Some guys don't want that, and they're happy at staying under the radar like a Tim Duncan as long as he's winning. So I think for every guy is different, and I really believe that you have to make that decision for yourself and your family first, because if you do that, then the fans wherever you go will be much happier because you want to be there. You're not just buying time there.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Robinson, a screen on Russell. There's a screen by Robinson. From downtown, Harkless with the bucket. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Russell again. It's Carter Williams. It's Russell with the drive. Chris, if you were on the rules committee, what rule change would you like to see the NBA make going forward?
Kevin, there's not a rule I'd necessarily have changed, but I'd ask them to kind of reinterpret a couple of rules, and that goes with the flagrant foul. I often see so many plays that are just hard fouls called as flagrant fouls, and that can affect not only a player and later on whether it's a flagrant 2, but it can affect the game. It can affect the next game by how it's interpreted by a player being kicked out because of that. And so I just want to take the sensitivity or put the toughness back into that. So many flagrant fouls are called and they're not going at the head, or they're chopping down on the wrist. And I just like to see it get back to be interpreted as it was a little while ago, maybe 20, 25 years ago.
Out of bounds, Miami takes possession. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Up top, Carter Williams. He's guarded by Russell. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession. And for Sacramento, they're shooting in this game 45%. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
So many fast breaks now ending the three-point shot. Good to see them taking it to the rack.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Mo Harkless. That's his third foul of the game. Well, the league has begun a program to crunch the numbers and learn how to reduce player injuries. It's just getting started. But, Chris, exciting to think that we'd be able to cut down on that part of the game.
Oh, yeah. You're talking to a guy that suffered injuries most of my career. I'm glad that we have more information now as far as, looking on the bench. You have player tracking cameras and, the nutrition. You have more research and flexibility and strength. And so now it can all be measured. And as long as the player-doctor relationship is kept in privacy, I think it'll make a big difference.
And the rejection by Jang. Harkless with the steal. Outside Robinson. Out to the right wing. There's a screen by Robinson. Carter Williams with it. To the inside. Leonard. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Healed. Kicks to Zhang. Russell passes to O'Neal. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Inside. O'Neal misses. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Carter Williams kicks to Harkless. And Chris, during your playing days, you were on some incredibly talented teams and also some teams that were destined to come up short, so to speak. How big was the difference in the culture between a team who might contend for a title and the culture of a team that is just trying to grow and become a good team?
You can tell the minute that you walk into an organization which team that you're playing for, whether it's a team finding identity or a team that believes in themselves. And it's a big difference. It's a difference in the way that the winners approach every day. It's a difference in the way that you take your job serious or that you approach the small things and pay attention to the details. And so you notice when you're in a good culture and a bad culture, and it all starts at the top. And hopefully, if you're fortunate to stay in this league a long time, long enough, you'll be around the right culture. But the right culture is just doing all the positive things when no one is watching and then hoping for great results. And when you do that, I think you're in a great culture.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Carter Williams dishes to Stevenson. Back to Carter Williams. Shot clock at 6. And it's sent back by Russell. And the shot falls short this time.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Get out the way. Move, and that pumps up his teammates as well. That's a statement play all the way around.
Zhang, a screen. Tries to snap the cold streak. Again, Russell missing.
He'll be beating himself up if they can't come back because he is not carrying his weight at the offensive end.
Here's Carter Williams. Outside Robinson. Russell against Carter Williams. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Carter Williams.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Russell against Carter Williams. Russell passes to O'Neal. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Myers Leonard. Collins comes in for Thomas Robinson. Gordon's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Carter Williams. Kicks it out to Gordon. The three. Sacramento grabs the miss. Over to the wing. Picked away. Beyond the arc. That falls. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. Stevenson's got his 4th assist in this one. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's his first foul. The NBA coaching ranks always looked at and scrutinized. Only 30 great jobs out there in the league, and yet they're on the firing line, it seems like, every season. Chris, what enables head coaches, in your opinion, to be successful? And has that changed over the years?
Well, I think what allows you to be successful, first of all, what is your acumen for the game? Can you communicate? Can you inspire players? Are you a humble guy? And, you know, I think those are the main things that you have to, you know, have as a coach. But look, players get traded all the time. Everybody's under pressure. So, you know, you just got to do your best and keep it moving.
2 shots, gentlemen. That's his first personal foul. 2.
Shooting for Sacramento. And he knocks down the first one.
At the line for 2.
O'Neal hits them both.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Carter Williams kicks to Leonard. Stevenson outside. 6 on the shot clock. And he hits the jump shot. And for Sacramento, they're shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Russell with it. Now guarded by Stevenson. Russell dishes to O'Neal. Another miss by O'Neal.
I'm sure the D has no issue whatsoever with him taking those threes, but he isn't hitting anything from out there.
Robinson a screen on Russell. Over in the corner, Harkless. Over O'Neal. That shot, no good. Carter Williams against Russell. Well, there have been some questions regarding the NBA's playoff format, Chris, if the division by conference is a good thing, or if we should open it up to even more teams. Should we even have divisions? If you were going to change anything, what might you change in the playoff format in any way?
Well, I tell you this, I would not add more teams. Please. I mean, if you're going to add more teams to watch more bad teams, right. No, if you can't win almost 50% of your games, no way.
Agreed.
I did hear one thing that was kind of interesting is that what if you ranked the teams 1 through 16 in the playoffs? So that, yes, I still believe in divisions.
Right.
Kev, because I want the season to matter. Divisions, you know, championships, that matters for a fan base. You know, those type of things matter. So I want to keep those in there. But if you did 1 through 16 that way, so the last 2 teams didn't have to play the best competition until the end, I just think that might be interesting. You never know what type of matchups you may have. But I think we've been having some great basketball in the last 15 years, so I don't know if necessarily we really need to change anything about the playoffs.
Interesting observations. Good on both.
Now, the former Rookie of the Year continues to improve. Carter Williams, he's a triple-double threat thanks to his size and his passing skill.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Miami.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Hassan Whiteside.
Well, the best work he did came on the boards. Nobody could match his intensity. His rebounding played a big role in this win.
Russell passes to Jang. Out to Russell. Kings moving the ball around. Here's Hield. And he banks in the layup.
I like how he'll get solid positioning inside. A terrific score close to the basket.
That was definitely a good game, man.
Now Carter Williams. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.